Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Debate 8. And tonight, you will be deciding what is the best Fast franchise movie. That's right. We got Fast and Furious going on tonight, including all the main movies and Hobbs and Shaw. That's why I said Fast franchise, because we're wrapping it all together tonight. And you are going to vote live. And we're going to get through our bracket tonight. And you guys are going to decide which of all of those movies are your favorite. All right, show is back on the what's a shit. If I was a funny person, I would have came up with something good. Back on the track. No, that's trains.
There we go.
Back in the driver's seat. We are back in the driver's seat for the Fast and Furious night. All right, if you want to vote the Fast and Furious, exclamation vote 1. If you want to vote Tokyo Drift, exclamation vote 8. Right now we got 66% of the vote going Fast and Furious. Guys, look, I really hate Tokyo Drift. I really hate that movie.
You do?
I do, man. Tokyo Drift's the reason why I stopped watching these movies. I don't mind 1. 2 was okay. I think I've seen Tokyo Drift like 8 times because I keep trying to get past that. I mean, I did for tonight, but like over the years, I tried so hard to get past Tokyo Drift, and to me, it was so bad that it made me like never want to watch Fast 4, 5, and 6. Like, even though everyone's like, you gotta keep watching them, I could never. And every time I tried to do a rewatch, I'd start from the beginning, and then I get to Tokyo Drift, and then I'd stop. I just couldn't do it. I don't know, but hey, maybe that I now have a better appreciation for the series. Maybe I'll go back and see it with a fresh eyes. I don't know. Maybe
You just couldn't let that one slide.
No, I couldn't let it. Yeah. All right, it was closer than I thought it would be. 59% going to Fast and the Furious, but hey, it's the number 1 seed for a reason. We'll see how long it lasts tonight, but for now, Fast and Furious. Let me get back to the bracket. Fast and Furious, moving on to the next round. All right, gentlemen.
Vroom, vroom.
Let's do the number 4 seed, Fast and Furious, going to go up against the number 5 seed of Hobbs and Shaw. And for this one, we're going to start with Dempsey. You're heading off the bat here. Which way are you going on this one?
I have to say, even though I know a lot of people ragged on Hobbs and Shaw, I'm going to choose Hobbs and Shaw. Honestly, I'll be very honest with all of you guys out in the chat. Hopefully you feel the same way. I recently rewatched all the films, as I mentioned earlier. I saw Fast and Furious, which is, right, we agreed it's part 4. I don't remember anything about it other than the fact that Letty dies. Like, that's it. And I think that is probably the only major takeaway to take away from that film. It is extremely generic. It is, if you want to talk about like the order in which the films are supposed to be, it also kind of comes from nowhere. And I mean, coming after Tokyo Drift, which was already a weak film in and of itself at the time that it was released, it's dumb, honestly. I think I'm grateful for it because it did lead. I think it was such a failure for the fans anyway, that it kind of forced them to reevaluate the whole franchise and made them do Fast 5, which I can't wait to talk about later on, which inevitably led to Hobbs and Shaw. So I am thankful in that regard. But Hobbs and Shaw is the way to go. This film is so much fun. It's not perfect. I think that the fact that The Rock kind of had too much creative control with it, so much so that like he wanted to include his roots, and there's like a whole section. I think the entire climax takes place in Hawaii. I think that's kind of ridiculous, but I like the dynamic of him and Jason Statham together. It's something that I never thought that I would have enjoyed seeing on the big screen. It brought this whole entire sci-fi element, or at least it amplified the sci-fi element that the franchise has kind of been dancing around with the introduction of Idris Elba's character, who's fantastic villain, if I must say. And it introduced us to Vanessa Kirby, who is always fantastic. Hope she pops up in the near future. But yeah, Hobbs and Shaw, fantastic. Fast and Furious 4. Those are my thoughts.
All right, Jared, you're up next. Do you agree with him? Is it Hobbs and Shaw over Fast and Furious?
Oh yeah. Dempsey's definitely throwing in some knowledge. He's a fan of these movies, this franchise and stuff. And I would agree. Hobbs and Shaw. My screen's backwards. Hobbs and Shaw has got this one easily. I mean, because Fast and Furious, they just dropped the thes out, and this one is the most forgettable one. Dom essentially gets Batman Arkham detective skills by being able to track together a car that crashed by the oil spill on the road. They somehow are jumping across the border selling drugs. Letty's dead. She's not dead. What is going on? This is the one that borderline killed the franchise, and then they brought it back, reevaluated, like Dempsey was saying. But Hobbs and Shaw is they brought superheroes into this world. It's a buddy cop superhero movie. Vanessa Kirby is amazing. Somehow brother and sister or twins with Jason Statham, even though he's like 15 years older than her. Forget it. We're going to accept it. That's part of the world, the lore. There's an end battle with cars and explosions and hand-to-hand. They're turning their guns off for 10 minutes. Their battle is so long that it's from night to day to night again. Craziness, people. Hobbs and Shaw all the way.
So right. He's so right, though. I'm glad I wasn't the only one who noticed how the daytime changes.
Yeah.
Why?
They're like, we need this fire to pop, so it's going to be nighttime.
And it's daytime again. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what the people have to say. If you want to vote Fast and Furious, exclamation vote 4. If you want Hobbs and Shaw, exclamation vote 5. I don't think that the franchise gets going until Fast 5 anyway, so anything basically 1 to 4, I'm fine if it doesn't make it to the next round. Hey, and plus you guys really hammered home how Point Break is, it's basically basically a remake of that. Hobbs and Shaw, I think, is going to take this easily, and as of right now, with 35 seconds left on the clock, you guys are voting 80%. That's not a shock. Not a shock at all. Let's say 25 seconds left on the clock. Couple votes for Fast and Furious here.
I was going to say, the thing is, Hobbs and Shaw is such like a world sprawling movie. And again, it's kind of a race against the clock, but they throw that out, because this movie's crazy. But what are they in, like the UK? They're in Hawaii. They're in Germany. I think they're all over the place.
Right.
Yeah, they're all over the world. I agree. Yeah.
Jason Statham is a man with he loves his movies, but with the race against the clock, like that's his bread and butter. I think. All right, 76% of the vote going Hobbs and Shaw. Our first real major win here tonight. No surprise. I think Hobbs and Shaw has a chance to make it all the way down to the finals tonight, but we will see in the next few rounds. Hobbs and Shaw moving on to the second round. All right. Let's do it. The number 3 seed, Fast and Furious 6, going up against the number 6 seed, Too Fast, Too Furious. We start with Jared on this one. Ooh, okay. I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this one. What do you think?
This is a tough matchup because Too Fast, Too Furious is the one that I grew up watching long before the original. This is the one that I've probably watched the most. You bring Ludacris in. It's a crazy, ridiculous drive sequences that are clearly CGI at the beginning. They're jumping over each other through the bridge, and that's just the opening scene of this movie. Then it gets into kind of a detective crime buddy cop movie. You bring in Tyrese. This is the one that started setting up the crew that we're familiar with in these later movies and whatnot. Fast and Furious 6, the only thing I remember about that movie is them jumping one car from another building, from one building to another, and then I think Ronda Rousey maybe gives an Oscar-worthy performance in this movie. Is that the one that I'm thinking of, or is this a different one?
That's part 7.
That's part 7? What happened in 6?
Oh, I can't wait.
No, that was Gina. That was Gina Carano in 6.
Gina Carano's in this one, yeah.
Okay, so they bring in the Bizarro team in this one, and they run down an airplane runway that's 15. It's the longest runway in America, people. Like that, it's 15 minutes, and then they kill Wonder Woman. So, for fun factor, I'm going Too Fast, Too Furious.
Wow.
Because also Ejectocito, cuz. Okay. Come on.
Yes.
All
That's
right.
a great line.
Dempsey, we'll switch over to you. Which way you going on this one?
So, I mean, Jared chose the one I was going to choose,
Yes.
but for a lot of different reasons. Very similar to part 4, I think part 6 is very forgettable. The only thing that I honestly remember is, the major twist with Gina Carano's character. The fact that Gal Gadot, I don't even think she died. I'm pretty sure they're going to try and bring her back in the future. You can quote me on that, because she just goes into darkness. You never see what happens to her. Once again, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to capitalize on her success after Wonder Woman. But also, I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that they run into like a bizarro team, because they literally are up against like their doppelgangers. There's like the one sequence where Vin Diesel and The Rock are trying to fight this guy that's like the size of them together. I'll never forget that. And they're like beating on him and nothing's happening. It's got a lot of great action, I will say that. But to me, the reason why I didn't enjoy it, or why it's not as strong as Too Fast and Too Furious, is because it tries to capitalize on the success of Fast 5, which is, I'll say right now, and I'll go into detail later, is the best one in the franchise. Too Fast, Too Furious, I enjoy solely because, as you said, not only do we get some new characters in lieu of Vin Diesel, not that we're really missing out on anything in the first place, but to me, it's the one that introduces so much of this world that they're living in that we still have yet to explore. We have characters like Monica Fuentes, who's played by Eva Mendes. She's fantastic. Devin Aoki's character, I forget her name. I think her name is Suki, actually. Who, once again, I would love to see her return in the future. You have Tyrese bringing it again with the one-liners. I'm hungry, and Ludacris, who is just a genius all of a sudden, which I love, because at the time he was like one of the biggest rap artists in the world. So to see him do that contrast is just like phenomenal. But yeah, it's like you said, Jared. It's extremely fun. It's one of the more memorable entries, if I'm being honest. And it was, if you watch Too Fast, Too Furious immediately after watching The Fast and Furious, it's a breath of fresh air. It feels like a totally different, well, it is a totally different film, but it feels like something from a totally different franchise. So, yep, that's Too Fast, Too Furious is my decision.
Okay, so the guys are on the same page here, both going Too Fast, Too Furious. Let's see what the people have to say. If you want to vote Fast and Furious 6, exclamation vote 3, Too Fast, Too Furious, exclamation vote 6. I'm like on the complete opposite side of you guys. Too Fast, Too Furious was the forgettable one for me. I absolutely loved Fast and Furious 6. Honestly, it might be my favorite Fast and Furious movie. Really. I thought it was that good. And I think that the action was real, had so much verisimilitude. I know that's a big fancy word, but like all the with all the craziness that Fast and Furious can get, I thought 6 was the most realistic, in quotes, that they've ever done. And I thought, with the exception of maybe Gina Carano, because it was still a little early on in her career, but I thought the acting across the board was some of the best they've done. Some of the great emotion going on in this movie. The twist, was a little weak. I'll agree with that, but I still like it a lot. And yeah, that runway is like the longest. It's a Guinness World Record for the longest runway in the world. I love it. It's great. All right, time is up. Not by much, but 60% of the vote goes Fast and Furious 6. So there's a lot of love out there for Too Fast, Too Furious. So you guys aren't, you're not off the base too much.
Shoot.
But it doesn't move on. All right.
Damn it.
Let's add it to the bracket. And one that I think, based on the way the show has been going tonight, I think we sort of know where these guys are going to go, but we're going to find out anyway. Fast 5 going up against Furious 7, and we're going to start with Dempsey on this one. Basically every round you had to talk about how you love Fast 5. So now is your opportunity, sir, to talk about your love for Fast 5. But is it good enough to beat Furious 7? What do you think?
Yeah, and I only because I have to bring this up, the elephant in the room. I don't think Fury 7 is a great film, easily one of the best. But I think a lot of the reason why people regard it as like the absolute best in some cases, is because of Paul Walker's passing. I feel like it's so insensitive for saying that, but I feel like had he not passed, would it be any different from any of the other films? And I take it as like, if he were still alive today, Fast Five would easily be the best one. It is the best one in my opinion. This is, as you said earlier, it really put the franchise in a totally different trajectory. Here we had all these thieves that we've met in a variety of different movies. And I don't know if Justin Lin had originally thought of doing this, but I applaud him for having the idea to finally say, you know, I'm tired of having all these different characters. Let's bring them together and see what they can do. And then turning them all into, you know, thieves with a positive connotation, you know, going after this or developing this idea for a fantastic heist. This is honestly, like, if you want to talk about like one of my favorite heist movies, this is like right behind Ocean's 11. It is incredible. It is layered. It is exhilarating. I literally remember watching this in theaters and sweating from how freaking great it was, how fantastic and how fun it was. And you want to talk about rewatchability? Anytime I watch this movie, I still feel the exact same way I did when I first saw it in theaters, because it is so breathtaking. My only problem that I think about in hindsight is I think the ending is a little bit too convenient. But man, when The Rock goes to open that safe and it's empty, I still get chills. And Fast Five all the way. Fast Five.
Comparing Fast Five to Ocean's 11, that is, I gotta be honest, that's some big talk. Ocean's 11 is like one of my favorite movies of all time. It is high up on my list. Man, that is some high praise. All right, Jared, we're gonna go to you next. Which way are you gonna go, Fast Five or Furious 7?
I would agree. Cinema, people. The Fast Five blows Ocean's 11 out of the water. Out of these two, yes. Out of these two, Fast Five is the best one in the franchise by a landslide. I'm telling you, that whole ending sequence of them ripping that giant safe down the street, blowing up all of the cop cars and stuff. You have Danza Kudrow, that song playing. That's one of the best songs in the whole franchise. Obviously, 7 has the see you again emotional situation at the end. I guess I thought 6 was 7, where they're jumping the cars from building to building, and Ronda Rousey in that one doing her thing. But Fast 5 is just the fun one. Again, you're bringing in The Rock and his kind of SEAL team. Again, they're just generic people except for The Rock, and that is building off into kind of more of the franchise, you know, Hobbs and Shaw and whatnot. But it's just, this is the one that you feel like they're working as a team all together of, you know, again, can you get a handprint off of a bikini bottom? Maybe. I don't know. You know, I'm no geologist. But this movie is, it's fun. And the music is there. So Fast 5 all the way.
I mean, I agree with you guys. It's definitely, look, let's get to the poll. I'll give you my opinion. It's not that I dislike Fast 5. I like Fast 5 a lot. I just think that the acting is terrible in this movie, and I'm a huge fan of The Rock. Look, I'm going to talk about The Rock after this thing, because we got a voting coming up for The Rock movies. But this came a little bit early on, like mid to early in his career, and he still wasn't quite there yet. But by the time he gets to Fast 6, his acting skills are like a million times better, and I just thought he was super wooden. Now, granted, the script they're working with, they gave him a lot of one-liners in Fast 5 that I just felt like they didn't really give him a whole lot. He was there to be The Rock, to be the muscle, to be like the guy in charge and to yell at people. So for that, it's fine. I don't know. You're right though. The whole stuff with the safe, that was a great action sequence. You don't take it away from these movies. Like, man, some of the stuff that they pull off, unbelievable, absolutely incredible. 10 seconds left though. It is super close.
I don't know where it's gonna go.
It is only 54 to 46%. It is super tight.
Wow. It is too close. I'm scared.
Time is up.
You can win by an inch or a mile, but boom, Here we go.
It looks like by a nose, Fast Five coming in with 54% of the vote. Moving on to the next round. Not quite the blowout that I thought it would be. I thought Fast Five would be an absolute blowout on this one.
This would be the hardest. I told Jared in the beginning, this is going to be the hardest one, the closest one, especially.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's that emotional angle that some people were voting on.
I agree.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just talked about The Rock. Guys, if you are not part of the Discord, look at the link in the description below or hit exclamation Discord in the chat. Right now, we have voting for the show going on in 2 weeks, which is Dwayne Johnson Rock movies. Voting going on right now. A ton of good ones. Jungle Cruise just came out. It's a really fun movie. I really enjoyed that movie. I can't wait to the sequel. Because yes, there is a sequel coming, despite the fact that it made almost no money. It's fine. The house isn't burning.
Are you dropping news scoops
It's
right now?
Yeah, right.
Oh my gosh.
No. The Rock dropped it himself. Come on, we know this. All right, let's get to our next matchup in the second round. We got the number 1 overall seed, the Fast and the Furious, going up against the number 5 seed, Hobbs and Shaw. It's only going to get tougher from here on out, guys. Number 1, number 5. We're going to start with Jared on this one. Jared, which way are you going?
This one is tough because I'm thinking to myself, do I vote on where the franchise began and what it means? Or do I vote for what it has become, this over-the-top ridiculousness with the, big greased-up action heroes beating people up, cars exploding everywhere and whatnot. I don't know, man. Again, the original one has that like nostalgia factor, especially that very ending scene where they're racing, the car is up top. Like that's one picture that I always kind of think of at the end of the film. And then Brian again, giving him the car and driving off. But Hobbs and Shaw, again, it's leaving the crew kind of aside and focusing on these two main characters that definitely it's that buddy cop dynamic of them not really working well together, but then fighting for the same thing at the end of the day, but doing different methods. I'm Hobbs and Shaw, people.
All right, going Hobbs and Shaw. Let's go. Dempsey, you're up. Which way are you going on this one?
It's so weird because genetically these are two totally different movies in the same franchise. Like they don't have any similar cast members. They both start kind of different jumping off points. Fast and Furious obviously starting off the whole franchise. Hobbs and Shaw going in a totally different direction. But, I really, as much as I want to say, without Fast and Furious, we would not have Hobbs and Shaw. I'm just going to go down to which film I enjoyed more. And after recently watching these films, I do think that Hobbs and Shaw is by far the most enjoyable. It takes all of the elements that the franchise has been slowly adding and building upon, and it maximizes them to create a true blockbuster. The acting isn't perfect in either one, but the action is far superior in Hobbs and Shaw. And I heard there's rumblings there's possibly going to be a sequel. I would love to see where this corner of that universe goes. And I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I'm just going to say Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw. Hobbs and Shaw.
Man. Double Hobbs and Shaw tonight. Let's go to the poll and see what everybody has to say. Fast and Furious. If you want to vote for the original, exclamation vote 1. If you want Hobbs and Shaw, exclamation vote 5. This is tough. Look, I think Hobbs and Shaw will probably win this. But I did like the first one. The first one is like not the greatest, but it's not bad either. It's fine. And then you got to take into consideration Hobbs and Shaw. Like, is Hobbs and Shaw a Fast and Furious movie, or is it just a great action adventure movie that has the franchise title on it?
Well, it does have the title, so
yes,
is Solo
technically
a Star Wars movie?
No, Solo is not a Star Wars movie. I hate that movie. Never bring that movie up in my presence again.
Okay, what about Rogue One? How about that one?
Okay, yes, that's fine. I'll take that
Rogue
one.
One is a Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's a Star Wars story. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Oh.
15 seconds left. It is tight, but
Oh
Hobbs
man,
and Shaw,
what is going on?
53% right now, holding it. Is it going to last? We got 5 seconds left on the clock. Some late votes coming in. Get them in now because this is it. Time is...
Did nostalgia beat it?
No, nostalgia did not beat it. Recency bias wins again. 47% for Fast and Furious, but 53% for Hobbs and Shaw, making it to the finals. You know, I'm not that surprised. I'm actually, you know what I'm more surprised in? That the original got the #1 overall seed. I don't know how that happened. I expected Fast 5 to get the #1 overall seed. You guys in the pre-voting on Discord gave this movie so much love. So, hey, look, good showing for the original Fast and Furious, but not enough to make it to the finals. Let's see what other matchup we got to face Hobbs and Shaw in the final. We got the #3 seed Fast and Furious 6 goes up against Fast 5. Might be the toughest one for the night. I don't know about for these guys, but for a lot of people it might be. We're gonna start with Dempsey on this one. Dempsey, which way you leaning?
Yeah.
6 or 5?
I'm gonna go 5, but I mean, I'm not gonna say that 5 isn't without its flaws. I just remembered the terrible quote, "Have you ever been on the other side of like a wanted poster?" which literally makes no sense when you think about it. It's not perfect, but it's incredibly good. It's easily the best out of all of them. My biggest problem with Fast and Furious 6 is that is where the believability started to dissolve. You got a tank on a freeway or a highway, whatever. I literally, once again, another thing I remember about watching these movies in theaters, when I watched Fast 6 in theaters, the person right next to me got up and walked out in that scene where Vin Diesel literally jumps out of his car to catch Letty midair. Like,
oh, yeah.
He said, "That's totally impossible." And he walked out of the theater and got a refund. I swear, I did not see that guy for the rest of the movie. And you know what? I was eating it up at the time, but in hindsight, I was like, you know what? That's not possible. That's somebody would die if they tried that in real life. And this is not Jackass, so they should definitely have a disclaimer. But no, in all seriousness, though, I think from that point forward, I think, man, I'm not going to say that all the films are believable. And as Jared pointed out earlier, too, a lot of them, there's a lot of heavy CGI. But I think they definitely started to test their limits. And like Icarus, they started to fly too close to the sun or to space, as the most recent film proves. But that's my biggest issue with this film. And as I mentioned last round, it's not that memorable. I think aside from like I said, the climax, I don't really remember much else. And I mean, I love Luke Evans as an actor, but he's not a memorable villain at all, a memorable antagonist. Instead, he's used as, I mean, even the franchise kind of admits that by using him as a jumping off point to introduce Jason Statham, who's far more interesting and far more, or having a lot more fun being a villain. So those are my thoughts. Fast 5, final answer.
All right. Let the piling continue on. Jared, go ahead. Tell the people why you agree that Fast 5 should move on and not Fast and Furious 6.
Yeah. People, just listen. It's Fast 5. Start getting your votes ready. Fast 5 will be going on. This one's the fun one. Again, so many fun sequences of them getting together and drifting around, thinking they could beat the cameras. Them, the 4 different cop. Wait, is it this one where they have the 4 different cop cars and they're racing for the millions of dollars?
To be invisible. Yeah.
And then again, the whole like, hey, this is how the end played out, but this is actually how the end played out with them hiding the safe in the garbage. The music's great. Fast and Furious 6, though, I will admit that introduced the franchise to being able to catch people with vehicles. That's something that people just didn't know, that you could, if someone's falling, just drive and catch them with a vehicle. So I think that is wonderful right there. Again, driving tanks down the freeway, that's not going to cost anyone a lot of money. But it's the Goon Squad in that one that I think people might be voting on there. Again, Luke Evans, forgettable villain, but his car is more memorable. The cage car, and then he slams on the brakes and all the cars are flying off the top. That car is more recognizable than him as the villain. So maybe people are going to vote on that, but it's Fast 5 for me.
You know, for two guys that don't like Fast 6 that much, you sure are talking so much about how many good parts there are in it. I gotta point that out. And let me rebut the guy that you know got his money back, that walked out in the movie. Vin Diesel did say that Letty asked if he saw that car was there, and he said no, so he just kind of went for it and didn't know that they were going to survive. He went on hope, you know, and went on love. But oh man, you guys you're breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart. All right, let's go to the poll and see what you guys are going to do here. Fast and Furious 6. If you want that to move on to the next round, which is the correct answer, exclamation vote 3. Or if you want to go with the guys, Fast 5, exclamation vote 2. Man, I don't know. Okay, right out the gate, you know, couple votes here. We still got plenty of time left. 48 seconds left on the clock. Fast 5 is gaining a good sizable lead here. Okay, 71% for Fast 5. I'm trying here. I'm trying to get Fast 6. I don't know why you guys say it's forgettable. I mean, it's totally your opinion. I'm not gonna like say like you guys are wrong. I loved it, man. I thought it was so much fun, and I don't know that I agree that that's where it went off the rails of unbelievability. Although, you know, a tank down the road, like, yeah, okay, I'll give you that one. I will give you that one, and maybe the runway does last forever, but it just makes for such a great action sequence.
Oh man, it is these last few matches have been far too close for comfort.
I think the finals are going to be extremely close because that might get to the first point where you guys don't agree, because Fast 5 is moving on to the next round. It was close. This was super close again, 47% to 53, but Fast 5 moving on. Man, this is going to be a final. This is going to be a really good finals, I think, for sure. All right, let's get back to the bracket.
Man, 47-53. Wow.
I know it's been a lot of them been close lately, which is great to see. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, we have our finals. The number 5 seed, Hobbs and Shaw, going up against the number 2 seed, Fast 5. And you know what? This is pretty fitting because I like these movies, but I'm not like a big, I don't know, is there a term for fast heads? I don't know what it is. But generally online, when I see people talking about the franchise, they talk about Fast 5 and Hobbs and Shaw. They're usually at the very top of the conversation, of the argument of the best. So here we are. These are the two. Jared, we're going to start with you. Which one do you think should take it all home tonight? Hobbs and Shaw or Fast 5?
You know, before our conversation tonight, I would have easily picked Fast 5, hands down. Through what we've been talking about, I'm thinking to myself, Hobbs and Shaw is a fun movie. It does have, you know, hand-to-hand combat. It has a lot of comedy. It has big action, ridiculousness. This out of crazy left field. Hey, we need to race against this clock and save this woman that has this stuff in her. I guess I don't know. But Fast 5 with the safe and everything, and them going down to, I think, what is that, Brazil that they're in, and the added few members and stuff. I'm gonna say Fast 5.
Okay, Fast 5.
I didn't expect that. I thought you were gonna choose Hobbs.
I was about to.
Why Fast 5?
Nostalgia.
Okay.
And also, it says Fast and Furious Presents, so I can't say that it's an actual Fast and Furious movie.
Okay, going on technicality on this one. Yep. All right, I like it. All right, Dempsey, you are up. Which one are you going with for the finals tonight? Hobbs and Shaw or Fast 5?
I know I abandoned this logic in the last round, but like without Fast 5, Hobbs and Shaw wouldn't exist. Like, this film Hobbs and Shaw owes everything to Fast Five because that's when The Rock was introduced. Granted, he was a bit rusty, and Hobbs and Shaw, he's a lot more comfortable with the character, and he's having a lot of fun. But Fast Five, and I think the poster for Fast Six says all roads lead here. All roads led to Fast Five, okay? And I want to argue that it created even more roads for them to do everything that preceded it. Fast Five is just an excellent film. It's like Jared said, cinema, pure cinema.
Yes.
And if you want to talk about what makes a Fast and Furious movie, it is the cars. It is the action. Yes, Hobbs and Shaw has the action, but does it have the cars? Or are the cars the main character? Or are the cars used to main effect? No. As I mentioned earlier, it really does kind of finally settle on the sci-fi aspects that it's been dancing around. And if anything, I think I can recall seeing way more weapons in that film than cars. So for that, I'm going to go to the roots, to the best film of the franchise, which is Fast and Furious. It is the epitome of the entire franchise.
All right. Let's see what the people have to say. The final vote of the night. Do you want Hobbs and Shaw to be your winner? If you do, exclamation vote 5. Do you want Fast 5 to be your winner? Exclamation vote 2. Get those votes in now. If you're new, make sure that you do exclamation vote and a space and then the number. Do that and your vote will count. All right. I've seen a couple people here, a couple new faces, which is great to see. Just make sure you have a space in between the word vote and the number, and it will count. You can only vote once, so you don't have to worry about voting more than once. It won't count. You can switch your votes if you decide. Gentlemen, 30 seconds left on the clock, and Fast 5 is... I thought this was going to be close. This is not close at all. This is a blowout at this point.
Yeah, just like Dempsey said, Hobbs and Shaw wouldn't be there without Fast 5.
Well, yeah, I mean, technically, Hobbs and Shaw wouldn't be there without all the movies.
It'd just be Shaw.
Essentially.
Yeah. Who's going to go see Shaw?
I mean, I'd see Shaw. I would go see
That's
Shaw.
Transporter 5 or whatever, basically.
Yeah. All right, 0%, 0% on the clock. Fast 5 coming in as your winner. 68% of the vote. Fast 5 is going to be your winner. And we also have a winner for tonight. I'm gonna have to create another screen for this. So we're just gonna oh wait, nope. We're gonna go back here. We'll just do, there we go. Fast 5, your winner. And Dempsey comes in the most points tonight. 57 points over Jarrett's 55. Completely scientific method that I did tonight. Dempsey is your winner. Dempsey, final thoughts for tonight since you are the winner. Final thoughts on how this is shaped up.
For the first time ever doing this, the right film won. No, I'm really glad Fast 5 won. I was really worried. It almost didn't make it. Honestly, it really didn't. It was almost lost to Fast 7 or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
The Paul Walker one. Paul Walker's last one. But it made it, and it's well deserving. And hey, I didn't say it was, like up there with Ocean's 11. I said it's like my favorite heist movie after Ocean's 11.
I don't know. Okay. People go back and rewind and watch the tape.
Yeah. Someone clip it, because I'm pretty sure you said it was better than Ocean's 11. That's those your exact words. Gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out tonight and for being a guinea pig. I think it worked out pretty good. So thank you guys. I think we're gonna have to get a sound effect. It's so quiet just putting points on the board. We need a little sound there. Guys, Jared Buckendall, J Buck Studios. Please follow him on Twitter, on YouTube, on TikTok, where he's got like 10 million subscribers.
Not that many.
Almost. You're right, 9 million. It's pretty high up there. Dempsey Pillett. Follow him on Twitter, on YouTube. Read his articles on Diz Insider. Does a lot of great work over there. He's got all the scoops. I know, Jared, you love your scoops.
Oh yeah.
Dempsey has all the scoops. He's got all of them. Eat them up. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that's it. That's debate 8 for this week. Make sure you come back next week. Oh, show notes, just real quick. We're doing 2 debate 8s next week because we skipped a week for one of them. So we're still doing our normal time, 8:30 p.m., but we're doing a special debate 8 at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing movie musicals at 7 p.m. And then after that, we're going to jump into our regularly scheduled 8:30 p.m. buddy cop movies. We got some great lists on both of those, so be sure to be here next week. Join the Discord, vote for your favorite Dwayne Johnson movies, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, come back next week, and we'll do it all over again. Thank you guys so much. I will see you guys later.